once again to Talk with Bajaj podcast series. It's yet another show on leadership. And today's topic is very interesting, which is AI for leadership. With us, we have expert Sameer who will guide us how AI benefit us on in leadership. First, Sameer, I want you to introduce yourself. What is your career goals? What you are doing currently? Let's know your story.
I have been almost 50 years in corporate, and then I've stepped back and I'm trying to get into the coaching space. And in between, of course, making sure my online presence increases. So that's what is occupying me. And thank you, Shweta, for having me here because it is another step in my journey. And I do hope I can do justice to the people who have joined because whatever expectations there are, I would like that they go back with something to take away.
Absolutely. Today's topic is why AI is important now for every leader to get handhold on it. So, according to you, what is leadership exactly? Because leadership is so well-known term. Everyone say, "I am leader" or "We are doing leadership." According to you, what is leadership? True, authentic leadership.
Leadership is almost impossible to define. And at the same time, everybody is a leader. And when I say everybody is a leader, I mean that there are people who lead organizations, there are people who lead corporations, there are people who lead education institutions, there are people in the family, in the community, and ultimately you are leading yourself. So leadership is a complete spectrum. Very difficult to say, okay, this is leadership, but yes, there are certain qualities which help to perform the role of leadership. And there is a thing known as emotional intelligence. There is a thing known as presence and patience, and ability to listen not only to what is being said, but what is also not being said, and the ability to navigate the organization through various situations, maybe through rough situations, through smooth sailing, but the ability to ensure that the organization goes on that journey. And one of the foundations of leadership, and I believe that very strongly, which is why I want to say it here, is trust. You cannot be a leader unless there is trust on both sides. Whether, again, I'm coming back, whether it is a family, whether it is a community, whether it is a corporation, whether it is anything, trust is the base, the foundation of any kind of leadership role. So, although this is not a summary and this is not a definition and this is not a dictionary meaning, but this is what leadership means to me.
Also, I want to know here now AI, which is new technology, artificial intelligence in leadership. How a leader or a
Yeah.
team can use this as a evolving tool?
Well, firstly, let me tell you that is not new. And why I'm saying this is that for the last 15 years, we have had Siri, we have had Alexa, okay, and we have our mobile phones, and they all these people, they know everything that we are doing. They know our shopping preferences, they know our food preferences, they know our travel preferences. So AI has been around us for a long time. Only now that it is coming into AI is huge, AI is vast. And how should I define it? Okay, around 30 years back, internet started, okay, in the late early 90s or so. And the only application for internet we knew was email. Okay. Now internet is everywhere. And the same thing is happening with AI is today where internet was 30 years back. It is not on the horizon. It is very much there amongst us. And how are we going to utilize it? And especially leaders have a very big and important and pivotal role to play in this whole arena of AI.
Relate with you here that AI already exists. It's like we have to now utilize in smarter way. Use it like a smarter way to make sure we bring that vision, and bring that understanding, trust in multifold level. Now, if we, Samir, like you already shared, is already there, like Siri, different tools were there. Still, the goal tracking, like if we say OKR, KPI in organizations, and if we say if personal growth, how AI can help now to boost it? What do you believe? Like, what is the progress rate, and how people can use it?
See, the first thing I must say is that Any company, any organization which embraces AI today will definitely have an edge over their competitors. Secondly, it is a great responsibility on the shoulders of the leadership. They have to have that internal curiosity to first adopt, embrace, and utilize AI. And secondly, they have to be able to train their team on the use of AI. See, is something I don't even want to call it a tool actually. If I'm a leader and I want to adopt AI, and if I have a team of 10 people, then AI is my 11th team member. Okay.
Yes.
As any new team member who joins a team, right? Now, what is happening is everybody is afraid. People are losing jobs. AI is taking over so many tasks. I mean, there was a time if your AC got spoiled in the home, you had to keep phoning the call center. Now it's so easy. I mean, you get a chat box and you interact, and the technician comes to your house. Okay. So there was a study by McKinsey which said that 30% of tasks will get automated and 60% of jobs will get automated. Okay, which means that for every task that was happening, there were actually two people working, like call centers. Okay, so now if there are two people and there is AI, who will have the edge? The person who knows how to better utilize AI, right? Today's scenario, unfortunately, when internet started, we used to think that internet is only email. Okay, today AI has started and we think that AI is chat GPT. But no, what email is to internet is chat GPT to, okay? Because AI has actually, it's huge. I mean, firstly, in every application, in every functional area, in medicine, I mean, there is a team of medical professionals now who are sitting and feeding symptoms, real symptoms and dummy symptoms. Okay, that is the range which AI can go to. Legal, medical, I mean, any profession you name it, AI is there. So between two doctors, the doctor who utilizes AI will have an edge over a doctor who does not utilize AI. And the same thing will happen in corporations as well.
Shared that, adapting, embracing, and utilizing AI in better way. I think
Yeah.
it's very important now for every team member, every leader to do it. Now, when we, as you shared, that AI more than a tool is a colleague, is a co-worker with us. Now, if you see here, there is a competition or collaboration. So now people should look as collaboration where a team member who is 10 times more expert and smart than me. So how a team member should utilize it as a team co-worker, because I believe, as you shared, in coming time there will be robots or there will be such AI systems, AGI, that can be working for two people or three people. Everything will be shifted over there. Now what do you think, like in team collaboration perspective, how AI can be more useful?
To try to compete with AI. Okay, because no human brain can work as fast as AI. Okay, but at the same time, what the human being brings into the ecosystem, like empathy, like leadership, like, I mean, or if you are heading a team, let's take the case of conflict resolution. If there are two team members who are in disagreement, they'll come to the leader, and the leader, how AI can't do that? AI can't motivate anybody. Okay, so it is, I mean, it is, I don't like to call it artificial intelligence. Actually, I like to call it assistive intelligence. Okay, we have to use it like somebody to assist us. This there, and the better we use it and the more we learn about it, there is so much to learn. I mean, if we think that the chat GPT is all there is to AI, then we are living in the dark ages. Let me tell you, there is, it is like an ocean now, and which all of us use is of course chat GPT. It is like saying, okay, Google is not internet, right? We all use Google, but Google is a very small part of the entire internet universe. So we have to look at this now as a new phenomenon, like a new wave that is coming in, and it is better to be part of that wave, to swim with that wave, and at the same time to control it.
Yes. So, like in your coaching journey, have you seen any real examples where leaders successfully adapting AI in their leadership style? Have you seen such examples?
That is a little early to say because there is always a resistance to change. today even leaders are feeling threatened by AI. So there is a lot of mindset change which has to happen. And first, the leader has to absorb and embrace AI, adapt himself, because AI is changing so fast that where AI is today, I won't even say a few months, maybe in a few days, it will be in a totally different place. So, like today has so that he can really take in everything that AI has to offer. But unfortunately, there is no expert. There are few experts on AI. I would say worldwide there are just few experts. Leaders have to ensure that they first they themselves get trained, and then they pass down that learning to the team. But it's a journey that we all have to embrace. We can't. I mean, we can't escape from it. And like I said, AI, our cell phone knows everything about us, whether we like it or not, which is another form of AI actually.
Yeah, going to give emphasis on training, like you mentioned. When leaders are themselves trained, they can pass on this
Yeah.
training to their teams. Now here there is one thing
Yeah.
come ethical, no ethical authenticity. Means AI sometimes are not
Yeah.
ethical,
Yeah.
sometimes they are not, as you mentioned, they cannot motivate, they cannot know the team better. In that perspective, leaders have some fears and misconceptions. As you mentioned, it's so early to say there is also some resistance. What do you think? Like what is resistance right now? Because it's the need of the hour to adapt and to take step forward.
See, as far as ethical use of AI is concerned, in every scenario, in every technology, whether it's the old telephone or artificial intelligence, always the unethical people learn the technology first. Okay, computer hackers, I mean, and they utilize it creative ways. I mean, they will say, Shweta, I need 20,000 rupees. I'm your friend speaking. And that voice will be exactly like that. Like you will immediately send that money. And as soon as you send it, your entire bank account will get emptied. Okay. So this happens. Of course, they always have had ethical hackers who try to identify the loopholes these software security system for big business. But now Microsoft and everybody has developed their own antivirus and anti-hacking software. So, like Norton, this, that, they were huge businesses. Slowly they have gone out because the corporations themselves have been able to develop. But yes, a lot of ethics is involved. And again, let me tell you, taking the example from the medical profession, if a doctor depends entirely on whatever AI throws up and then starts treating the patient accordingly or starts telling him his diagnosis, which the AI has given him, there is a chance that he may be wrong. And if he is a really hardworking, ethical, and principled doctor, he will use his own knowledge and his own find out whether what his AI model is saying is right or wrong. Okay, so that is where also ethics comes in.
Understand that here ethics come into picture. Now, what challenges still leaders or team face, while adapting AI?
Well, the first thing is the human tendency to resist. Second thing is the media has made such a big thing. So many people have been sacked in Microsoft. Something has happened. AI is doing this. AI, sure, AI is creating these type of ripples in the market. But out of 20 people who are being sacked, if there are five people who are utilizing AI, who are actually leveraging AI, they will not be sacked. Okay. So if they can collaborate with AI and be able to demonstrate the results to the organization, but if they are only going to come in and let me give you, if there are two programmers who ask ChatGPT to write a particular code, and within seconds, ChatGPT will throw that back at him. And then this other guy who gets another set of code from ChatGPT, but he sits down, he works hard, he checks it line by line, he tests it, and then he gives it to his boss. Obviously, his system, the guy who has embraced AI, who has utilized AI, who has treated AI like a collaborator and not a competitor, is going to be the person who will always have the edge.
My question here is, you have seen lots of leaders, right? In your leadership journey, what problems they are facing that can be resolved by AI?
I don't think any problem can be resolved by AI. No leadership problem can be resolved by AI. It's impossible. AI will only give a set of numbers. AI will give you an analysis. AI will give you a lot of history, geography. But the problem solving has to be in the leader's hands. I can't say that Ram and Sham are fighting. Please help me. Suppose I feed this into Chat GPT. What will happen? Nothing. has cut pricing. ChatGPT will say you also cut pricing, but that may not be the right strategy. Sometimes the strategy is let's increase the pricing to give a better quality perception to the consumer. Okay, this is better price, so this must be better quality, right? So the problem can't be solved by AI. You may get a set of options, you may get a lot of data, lot of information, but the problem solving has to be with the leadership.
I can say it's a wonderful take. I hear, you know, some people always agree that yes, problem can be solved with AI. You take a huge step and you have shared yes, options are there. Still, the problem solving is in the hands of leader. Yes, it's a wonderful take. And like, can you share any leadership transformation and where any tools or anything which you believe that help in the journey of any leader?
Leadership is a practice, cannot be exercised by tools and tackles. And it is also something inherent, and it is also your own value system and your own belief system, which drives your style of leadership. Okay. I mean, there are examples. I mean, in the recent in the US in the recent past, we had a president like Obama, and we have a president like we have today. In their own right, they are leaders, but with totally different styles of operating. Okay, so like I said, it's very difficult for anybody to put a framework to leaders. There are leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, like Mother Teresa, like Martin Luther King, who had no KPIs. I mean, Mother Teresa didn't come into the world and say, okay, I'm going to alleviate the suffering of the poor people in Kolkata. Okay. But she came and she never had a KPI. She just kept working. And then there was Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, he did, okay, I'm coming back. I'm going to liberate India. No, he just kept working. The liberation and the independence was actually a byproduct of his work. And then, of course, there are other leaders, especially in business, who have to be completely focused on the results, on the KPI, on the outcome.
Like any three ways you can help now new leaders who are upcoming leaders, they how they can nurture their leadership quality.
Which is required today and which is very important, especially that AI is coming in so fast, is to have a very open and a very flexible mind. They must be aware of what is going on. And especially in the world of AI, they have to quickly absorb. I mean, AI is like a shape shifting monster. Okay. Today it looks like this, tomorrow it looks like something else because it's evolving, right? And they cannot be rigid in their thought process. So that desire to learn, that fire to learn more and more every day has to exist in today's leadership. Secondly, the skill set which is going to be required very soon because data, analysis, reports, everything can come out of AI. But empathy, values, motivation, that can only come from the leader. So the emphasis now is going to be more on soft skills.
Yes.
If there is a machine breakdown, AI will definitely be able to diagnose it much faster. So the maintenance manager has to learn more about soft skill, how to manage his team. So that's how it is. That the entire emphasis now from leadership is going to be more people oriented. And any leader who can embrace that and who can become a people oriented person definitely will be successful. And of course, the hunger to learn, that has to be there.
Very important metrics you have shared: people oriented, hunger to learn, and majorly now soft skills like communication skills, resilience. These is very important for leaders to nurture. One last question which I want to ask you is, most of the coaches who are in leadership journey, they are starting in this journey now. I think AI is a tool where they can use it to learn faster. They can use it to master how they can build revenue out of their journey because they are facing these kind of struggles. So what lesson is from your side for these people who are in their journey, and so that they can improve their personal and professional outcome?
One is, of course, the hunger to learn, and that can only be satisfied by deep learning and deep study, especially if you're in the coaching business. I mean, AI can best give you shortcuts, can best give you some cheat sheets, can give you a nicely worded kind of a post to put on LinkedIn. But internally, if you don't have the gravity, if you don't have the knowledge, and if you have really not learned, and if you're then you're only skimming the surface. I mean, you may have some kind of a session with a lot of slogans, But to really impart the leadership learning, that internal discipline will have to come, and that is outside of AI.
Like how? Outside of AI, how they need to
Should there? Okay, fine. There are YouTube videos, there are books, there are colleagues who they can discuss with. Okay, that is where the real learning comes from. I mean, AI. Let's take the case of ChatGPT. It is a language model. Okay, so it has been fed with a lot of stuff in terms of books and this and that, so on and so forth. At best, you can get out of it is language. But what about experience? Supposing I want to talk over a cup of tea to one of my coach colleagues, ChatGPT can never give me that, or no AI tool can give me that. And that is from where the real learning comes. I mean, we discuss problems, we discuss hurdles, we discuss bottlenecks, and learning from each other can come only by learning from a colleague. One has to be very active in this. And books,
any book you want to suggest?
no, I can't suggest because there are too many books. There's not just one, and it would not be fair.
Favorite of yours? Any favorite of yours?
Fan of Simon Sinek, so I see a lot of his YouTubes, and he has really pearls of wisdom to put out there. Anybody who's on a leadership and on a coaching journey, he really has to listen to him a lot. So that's what I do actually. And then
Actually,
there's
yeah, I
Tony
am also.
Robbins, but he did, yeah.
I mean, I can see here that problem solving skills and any skill, AI can only be a tool. AI can provide you options, data analysis, and everything. Still, the work is in the hand of leader. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to ask a question regarding AI and healthcare. Okay.
Yeah.
So Samir, the thing is that Sam Altman said that AI can do a diagnosis better than doctors. So Sam Altman was asked, "Would you like to be treated by AI?" He said, "No." Why this dichotomy?
Like I told you, I mean, see, in our time, when we are learning about computer systems, there's a thing called garbage in, garbage out, right?
Hmm.
So AI is also like that, but only thing that garbage is no longer garbage, it is a mountain of garbage. So that, and like I said, there is actually a team of medical professionals who are feeding in real and imaginary symptoms into the AI to see
Hmm.
if they are throwing up an accurate diagnosis. But
Okay.
at the
Okay.
end of the day, if a patient or if a doctor relies only on AI, the risk is.
Jyoti.
Yeah, Jyoti.
You're on mute, Jyoti.
I would like to intervene here that when we say AI and a doctor, suppose, for example, I think they need to collaborate together. You can't do without AI also now because AI has its own advantage, and you can't do without the doctor also. Of course, doctor is more trustworthy. But now, if you talk of robotic surgery, there's such fine surgery being done all because of AI. There's so much of other
There
treatment
is a
that we
slight
need. Of course, we have to accept AI.
point, Jyoti, but
When you say that you can't talk
there is a
to
slight difference between robotics and AI. Robotics is pre-programmed, okay, in the sense that it is something that can be very fine and very. I mean, they put this Neuralink in one guy's brain some days back, and only a robot could put those electrodes in the neurons in the brain, right? But mostly robotics is pre-programmed, whereas AI is in a constant state of learning. Okay, so yes, what you're saying is happening. Machines are now beginning to learn, and they are beginning to perform tasks through that learning. So AI is pervading the hardware also. Yeah. And more or less, it is surgeries which can't be performed by hand are being performed by robotics. And this has been around for years, but there is still a doctor looking down that microscope. Remember that. And the day the doctor is not required to do the surgery, that is when I will call it AI.
know, that is that you can't talk to Chat GPT. But I'm sure you've heard of Copilot.
Yeah,
And it's fun talking to Copilot. I really enjoy it.
I
Times I
get your
talk to Copilot,
point.
like, hey, listen, stop it. I'm too bored of this now. Let's start some other topic. As if I'm talking to a friend, I do all those crazy things. And actually, it revises with me. I like a friend.
You can
So
go to
at
any.
times, doing so many things, we need people can't come to us. So I think this co-pilot and all these things are helpful. I think we need to embrace it in a good way. Of course, there are always humans behind the machines. It's not even
Yeah.
if it's robotic surgery, it's a humans feeding it all. Humans cannot go away in any form. The improvisation, whatever, has to be done. But
I think that people are required only till AI is there. Once AGI comes in, then people may not be required.
I don't agree with that also. AGI will AGI will come in, But again, AGI is more. I mean, it will have a greater element of hardware and the
Mhm.
hardware learning part that we are talking about. But
Yes,
never
I,
in the history of this planet can humans be out of the equation,
Okay. Okay.
Sameer,
because
could
there
you
are things which humans bring to.
okay, carry on, please. I
Yeah,
interrupted.
because what humans bring to the table, no machine or no man-made uh, thing can. Yes, yes, of course. Our phones are thinking a lot. No, see, what has happened is we've got trapped into a convenience. And the more we, enjoy that convenience, the more imprisoned we become. So that's how it is.
Okay, Sameer, like 30 years ago, when we didn't, people, computers just came in. And if we did not know computers then,
Yeah,
we had not learned, we would have felt lost today, right? So
yeah,
similarly, if we don't learn AI now, it is here to stay in a big way.
yeah, yeah.
If we don't learn AI now,
Yes,
then we are lost
yes,
tomorrow. In fact, we're already feeling lost somehow or the other.
absolutely.
Except Chat GPT, and that too, I don't know
Yeah,
proper prompt
it's
to give to Chat GPT. So, what is the right way of
yeah,
really?
yeah. Even to learn ChatGPT, so yeah,
Oh, someone's offering you a 2 hour course, someone's offering you a 6 months course. I want a proper way. So, I mean, even if you want to suggest later, since you are into it, can you help me find a way? I've been
yeah.
studying on
I'll definitely do that.
the
Not an
site,
issue.
which course to join, where to learn it from, but not too
Let me give
long.
you one example. If you don't mind, let me give you one example. You know, when internet just came in and desktop computing it just started, there were guys who were giving courses on how to learn email. There are people who are training people to do email. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
happening with GPT, but in a different way. There are prompts and there are prompts and there are prompts. You know,
But beyond Chat GPT, also there's so many tools. Some are paid, some are free. We can't be buying all of them also. So which ones are worth buying if you want to buy one or two, which will be useful in our practice as a coach or whatever practice, whatever business you're doing, which will save our time. Basically, the whole role of AI is saving time.
I have I have a very simple system. Whatever comes free, you take it. let let the others get filtered out. I mean, these are early days. Okay, there will be a lot of dropouts. You know, the real solid ones will stay, and then we can start. Like I mean, we used to get pirated Microsoft on all our laptops for years and years, and I'm sure a lot of people have it today. But I have subscribed now. Okay,
Okay.
so once all the riffraff goes away, then we will know who is standing solid at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great understanding, and I totally relate when Milinji said that AGI when come into picture. And also, there are some new roles I think will come. What do you guys, every one of you are experienced than me. I want to ask you this question that when AGI and more AI will come into picture, more new roles also come into picture, right? There will change of roles. So any new role you guys think like yes, in leadership, in corporate trainings domain, like this new role will come into picture.
It is very difficult to visualize what new roles, but I can only go back to my experience. That has vanished, that has disappeared, but none of them are new. Okay, so they went into, supposing there is a general manager of HR, then he ensured that his secretary became somebody in HR. Okay, so as far as new roles is concerned, all I can say is that anybody who is able to adapt and learn and utilize AI uh, definitely will have an edge over the others. But now we can't have a separate AI department or that type of stuff like we used to have first, EDP and so on and so forth. Okay, so all that is gone.
It's like there are different models, there are different LLMs, learning models like Grok, Copilot, ChatGPT, and different AI tools and AI learning courses are also available out there on Udemy, on Coursera, like prompt engineering courses, which every leader can learn to improve their productivity. Sure. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Samir.
just
Most welcome.